Hey guys, what's up? Chad Wesley Smith here for Juggernaut Training Systems. We want to go over 3 common mistakes we see in the squat and simple fixes for them. So those 3 mistakes are going to be a lack of tightness in the setup, right? A lack of tightness or improper way of getting tightness through the midsection, and a lack of commitment to the descent in the squat. So the first issue is a lack of tightness in the setup. The upper back position of the setup is the first thing that must be done correctly for the rest of the squat to go correctly. If you don't start right, there's no chance that you're going to be able to finish right. So one of the most common ways that you see people missing the squats is they're folding forward at the mid-back and dumping the squat forward. And that could be because of lack of upper back strength. It could be a technique issue, but most likely it's a lack of tightness in the setup. So what I usually advise in the setup is to take as close a hand position as possible. That's going to vary for everyone depending on their shoulder mobility, but the closer you can get your hands in, the tighter shelf you're going to be able to create with the upper back. So as I set up here, whether this is a high bar position, low bar position, doesn't matter. As close as you can get your hands, with the only caveat being your elbow needs to be inside your hand. Right? So as I set up here, see, the whole time through that, I'm squeezing my elbows together. I'm pulling my elbows towards the middle of my body, all right? And this is also a personal preference thing. I prefer to use a thumbless grip, but you can also go a thumb around the bar. Just a thumbless grip for a lot of people with maybe shoulder impingement or lack of shoulder mobility makes it a little bit simpler to be able to get that close hand position. So the whole time I'm squeezing my elbows into the middle of my back, all right? Pinching the shoulder blades together, and once I squeeze them in as hard as I can, and then push them forward as hard as I can. So I'm coming in and forward, and that's forcing my chest to be tall, creating a ton of tension through the upper back and the lats, and that's what's going to support the weight on your back. The next issue that we're going to address is the improper way that a lot of people want to get tightness into their midsection, into their core as they walk and squat out. So you're always hearing this cue, big air in your belly, abs out into the belt, whatever it may be. All of those cues are leading the athlete to force themselves into extension here. Because all they're thinking about is pushing forward into the belt. So if I take a big breath in here, all right, I push my abs out into the belt, but now I compromise my low back position by going into extension. So what we want to think about doing is creating circumferential expansion. 360 degrees of pressure. And the way that we're going to do that is by using the cue to breathe into your low back. All right? So kind of an odd concept, but if you watch Ryan Brown's video, Breathing 101 on our YouTube, or go check out his webinar, Breathe Your Way to Better Movement, or even better yet, check out one of the Juggernaut Movement Mobility Clinics with Ryan Brown. He'll address this much more in depth, but you want to use the cue, breathe into your low back. So I'm trying to fill my low back up with air. And as I do that, I'm flexing my glutes as hard as I can, and that's going to bring me into a neutral spine position. So here's first the improper way, all the air into your belly. And here's what we want to do, breathe into the low back and flex the glutes. All right, so that's going to set a neutral spine position, which is not only going to be a stronger position, all right, which of course everyone wants, it's also going to be a safer position and keep your back healthier and keep you squatting heavy longer. All right, and the final thing that people tend to do that's causing them to miss squats is a lack of commitment to the descent. So the axiom that I like to use for that is treat 135 like your max and your max like 135. All right, so a twofold approach there. The first part meaning that every weight as you build up, you want to take it with perfect technique and move the bar aggressively, all right? And to the opposite end, that even when you get to the top weights, you need to treat those weights with the confidence that you had with a light weight. So if I'm taking an empty bar even and descending at this pace, all right, when I get up to 700-800 pounds on the bar, whatever it may be, up 90% plus of your max, I need to go down that exact same way. All right, where a lot of people are tending to miss squats because they think, oh my God, the weight feels so heavy, and now they want to go down real slow, and then they're going to lose that benefit of the stretch reflex. They're going to lose the benefit of the stretch reflex and that rebound when they get out of the hole when they descend quickly. And they're also just going to expend more energy on the way down. And I'm not saying that you need to be a dive bomb squatter, all right? You need to go down as fast as you can go down, all right? As fast as your technique can hold up to. And that might not be the same speed as what's best for me, what's best for Brandon or Dan or whoever it may be. You know, you got to find out what works for you. Stan Efferding goes down really, really slow. Great squatter, one of the best powerlifters of all time. He goes down really slow with 135 and he goes down really slow with 900. All right, so you need to find what works for you and make every rep look identical from an empty bar up to your max. So those are 3 common mistakes in the squat and how you can simply fix them. We're going to create a tighter upper back position, a better setup. We're going to create 360 degrees of pressure, circumferential expansion, and then we're going to commit to the descent, all right, and treat 135 like our max and our max like 135. So check out jtsstrength.com for more tips like these.